Hypothyroidism is a common endocrine disorder where the thyroid gland is unable to produce enough vital thyroid hormones. Some of the common symptoms associated with hypothyroidism are fatigue, poor ability to tolerate cold, weight gain, hoarseness of voice, constipation, poor concentration and memory, and even hair loss. However, there are plenty of natural remedies you can try to regulate your thyroid, your metabolism, and all the related symptoms. Get more iodine. Iodine is needed to ensure optimum functioning of the thyroid gland, therefore, it's often recommended for people suffering from hypothyroidism to increase their iodine intake. You can increase levels of iodine in your body by including these rich sources in your diet: yogurt, meat and seafood, eggs, radishes, bananas, parsley, potatoes, oatmeal. Iodized table salt, 2,300 milligrams of salt is the daily recommendation. Some iodine supplements can be prescribed to add extra iodine to your diet plan. These most often come in the form of potassium or sodium iodide. Take 200 to 600 milligrams of seaweed supplements daily. Bladderwrack is a type of seaweed that contains high levels of natural iodine, which, as just discussed, is known to stimulate the thyroid gland. It contains substances that help in restoring the normal functioning of the thyroid gland as well as in reducing the size of thyroid goiters. Soft capsules in doses of 200 to 600 milligrams daily can be taken orally to treat hypothyroidism. Bladderwrack is thought to play a role in stimulating an increased production of thyroid hormones that can prevent the development of thyroid diseases. Talk to your doctor about what kind of supplements would be safe and appropriate for you. Consider other iodine-rich herbs and nuts. Iodine is found in many herbs, nuts, and other foodstuffs that are not a part of the normal Western diet. Here are some lesser-known sources of iodine that may alleviate the symptoms of hypothyroidism. Black walnut. Black walnut is a good source of organic iodine which helps in strengthening and nourishing the thyroid gland. It is also rich in magnesium, which helps the thyroid function normally. Nettle. Nettle is another iodine-rich herb which can be used to treat hypothyroidism due to iodine deficiency. Nettle also has anti-inflammatory, anti-allergy and diuretic properties which can relieve some of the symptoms of hypothyroidism such as swelling and water retention. The best way to use nettle is to make an herbal tea with 1 tablespoon of the herb, steeped for 10 minutes, and consumed 2 to 3 times a day. Irish moss, Chondrus crispus. Irish moss is a type of red algae that's especially rich in iodine and other vitamins. The unique combination of iodine and antioxidants in Irish moss can make it very effective in treating mild forms of hypothyroidism. To use as an infusion, take 1 to 1/2 teaspoons in 1 cup of boiling water and drink 3 times a day. To use a tincture formulation, take 1 to 2 milliliters, 3 times a day. Take 1-2 tablespoons of ground flax seeds with water every day on an empty stomach. Flax seeds are rich in essential fatty acids, and are especially rich in omega-3 fatty acids, the ones needed for smooth functioning of the thyroid gland. You can find ground flax seed available in most grocery stores or obtain it whole and grind it yourself. Omega-3 fatty acids play a very important role in regulating inflammation, which is very important in similar autoimmune conditions such as Graves' disease and Hashimoto's thyroiditis. Take 1 tablespoon of evening primrose oil daily. Evening primrose oil contains essential fatty acids like gamma-linolenic acid, which can help fight inflammation. This fatty acid also is believed to help normalize thyroid function and stimulate thyroid hormone production. At the same, it can also remove the problems associated with hypothyroidism, such as hair loss and heavy menstrual flow. Primrose oil can be found in most pharmacies and vitamin or supplement stores. Even though it is so widely available, it's still wise to talk to your doctor about what supplements, primrose oil included, are right for you. Take 25 mg of guggulsterone 3 times a day. This plant resin is thought to help in improving thyroid functions, increase fat-burning activity of the body, and thus spur on weight loss. It also increases thermogenesis, i.e., heat production in the body, which boosts your metabolism. A typical dosage of guggulsterone is 25 mg 3 times a day, though you should consult your doctor for a professional opinion. Canchanera guggul, Commiphora mucul, is a resin derived from the medicinal plant Commiphora mucul. The active ingredient of the extract is a steroid known as guggulsterone. Keep your digestive system regular with fiber, vitamin B, and iron. In addition to staving off constipation, a very common ailment associated with hypothyroidism, fiber also makes you feel full quickly, which will aid in weight loss. Beans, oatmeal, and wheat grains are all very rich sources of fiber, in addition to supplements that are available over the counter. Vitamin B and iron help regulate your digestive system, too, by converting carbohydrates to sugar and transporting amino acids to your hair and skin. These nutrients are found in vegetables, shellfish, crabs, red meat, whole grains, and eggs. Take a selenium supplement. Selenium is a very important mineral to be added in your diet, as it's needed for the conversion of the T4 hormone into the more active type T3. What's more, it's thought to have anti-inflammatory effects, too, which can lessen the symptoms of hypothyroidism. Selenium is found in nuts, salmon, tuna, lean meat, and whole grains, which contain magnesium. Selenium tablets are available at most pharmacies and can also be prescribed by your doctor. Consider getting acupuncture. This ancient Chinese medicine can be used to help restore the normal release of thyroid gland hormones. In addition, it may be able to relieve other symptoms such as stress, insomnia, depression, and headache. This is done by identifying certain points in the body to be stimulated, activating those pressure points, and spurring them to normal function. Some believe the spleen is a particularly potent pressure point, as it's partly responsible for changing the intake of food to nutrients for the body. Eat small meals often. Instead of eating 2 or 3 large meals, divide your food into 5 or 6 small meals to help your body increase and stimulate your metabolic rate. This will help you lose weight faster, especially in combination with the right diet and exercise. It's especially difficult to control portion sizes when you're out to eat. To combat the urge to finish your likely oversized plate, box up half even before you're done eating. This will help your waistline, your wallet, and make the fight against hypothyroidism a bit easier. Avoid fatty foods. Foods containing saturated fats, fried food, and red meat containing visible fat traces can suppress the thyroid gland and prevent it from releasing thyroid hormones. In addition to their ability to destroy your cells and prevent them from producing any sort of energy, fats have a negative effect on the immune system, allowing for infection recurrences. Substitute harmful fats with healthy fats such as olive oil, coconut oil, and omega-3 fatty acids which are found in seafood, flax seeds, and walnuts. Avoid gluten and soy products such as soy sauce or soy milk. It's believed that soy can weaken your thyroid gland strength and reduce its ability to produce hormones or even just to function properly, leading to weight gain. Gluten resembles thyroid tissue's components, so it's advised to avoid it as the body can still release antibodies targeting glutens by mistake. Luckily, gluten-free and soy products are becoming more and more prevalent. Just be sure to read your labels before purchase. Organic grocery stores will offer a wider selection to boot. Do yoga. Yoga can be very effective in treating hypothyroidism. Amongst a number of other ailments, there are various asanas, or poses, that help in treating and improving hypothyroidism. Sarvangasana, the shoulder stand pose, is considered to be one of the most effective yoga poses for hypothyroidism. This asana is one of the inverted poses that reverse the effects of gravity by allowing the flow of blood from the feet and legs to the neck where the thyroid gland is located. This will help stimulate and nourish the thyroid gland, which can bring about weight loss and increase the metabolic rate of the body. Other effective yoga poses for hypothyroidism are Matsyasana, the fish pose, and Satabandha Sarvangasana, the bridge pose. Deep breathing exercises, or pranayama, are good, too. Consider Anulum Vilum, alternate nostril breathing, and Ujjayi, ocean breaths, to supplement your yoga practice. Take up more vigorous forms of exercise, too. Often with hypothyroidism comes frustrating weight issues. Instead of restricting your calorie intake to unhealthy levels, consider upping your level of exercise, though not necessarily your time spent exercising. Here are two types of time-efficient exercise you can consider. Interval training, or burst training, can burn up the same amount of calories as cardio training but in less time. You do short bursts, about a minute, of high-intensity exercises and then rest for short periods in between. This causes you to burn carbohydrates while training and then burn fat while resting. It requires less time and therefore doesn't put you at as much risk for bone or ankle stress. Aerobics, to increase your metabolic rate, burn up fat, and stimulate your thyroid gland to return to normal. Perform some simple aerobic exercises such as walking, jogging, riding bikes or even jumping a rope. This can help with weight, too, especially if done for about 30 minutes 4 or 5 times per week. Take up more vigorous forms of exercise, too. Often with hypothyroidism comes frustrating weight issues. Instead of restricting your calorie intake to unhealthy levels, consider upping your level of exercise, though not necessarily your time spent exercising. Here are two types of time-efficient exercise you can consider. Interval training, or burst training, can burn up the same amount of calories as cardio training but in less time. You do short bursts, about a minute, of high-intensity exercises and then rest for short periods in between. This causes you to burn carbohydrates while training and then burn fat while resting. It requires less time and therefore doesn't put you at as much risk for bone or ankle stress. Aerobics, to increase your metabolic rate, burn up fat, and stimulate your thyroid gland to return to normal. Perform some simple aerobic exercises such as walking, jogging, riding bikes or even jumping a rope. This can help with weight, too, especially if done for about 30 minutes 4 or 5 times per week.